are not my area of expertise. That's why I podcast. Words are not my area of expertise. That's why I podcast.
This was garbage. You understand? This was garbage. You understand?
Words are not my area of expertise. That's why I podcast.
This was garbage. You understand? This was garbage. You understand? Well, the leprechaun, of course. That's the most iconic.
Hello. Whoa! What's Streamlabs doing? Streamlabs is going nuts. Fletcher's almost dead. He was supposed to be at full health. I don't know what's happening. Hold on. Hold on. Let me push this over here for now while I click on Streamlabs and try to fix things. Firefly. Hey, rude boy. We're having some technical obscurities. So here's the funny thing, is that this Streamlabs thing happened today when recording the comics podcast. This is the weird thing. It's happening even when I'm on a different profile in OBS. The audio was still happening. I had to delete the all the alert like browsers in every single profile in OBS to get it to stop doing the audio randomly while we're recording. I added it back in fresh, hoping that would fix it for the stream, but it's just, it played like multiple tips. And what's weird is that it's doing them, and again it was on the wrong thing, because the alerts thing is not on the stream start OBS profile. It's only on this one with the me and the all the other stuff. So I don't know what's going on here. I may have to disconnect it from YouTube just to stop it from acting funky. Is that a real tip? Did Rude Boy just steal a thing? We'll debate if we get 3 points for that in a minute. Let me... That looks real. I'll double check in a second. Thank you, Rude Boy, but I'll double check in a second. 1 second. Oh, hey, Rogersy. It's been a while. Setting. Oh wait, I can't unlink it from YouTube. You had alert sources in those other profiles? No. I don't. The only thing that the alerts have ever been in is this and the game stream profile. But it was happening during the start screen. I could hear the GIFs playing whilst the start screen was on. So it's still doing it. And it wouldn't be that bad. It would just be kind of amusing if it wasn't for the fact that it's affecting the goal bar. These random fake super chats from the past are actually affecting the boss bar. Is this happening to anyone else right now? I'm decapped now. Yes, yes, very good. This is so weird. Hey, Elsa. I wasn't intending the start of the stream to be so chaotic, but whatever started happening last night is now happening whenever I've got OBS open. So weird. So weird. I wonder if I take away the alerts, like browser on my OBS, I wonder if that'll stop the random old super chats from happening. It'd be a shame not to have the GIFs and the audio playing when someone actually tips, but if it stops it from incorrectly taking health from the boss... Because it doesn't seem to be happening when OBS isn't open, and the only reason why I can say that is because otherwise Fletcher would have been dead long before he was. Yeah, that's what's happening, Elsa. It's really weird. And it seems to be in batches, like... I don't think it'll happen again now for, like, at least an hour. But then the same batch of, like, 6 or 7 donations are going to go through again. That's really weird. It's clearly a Streamlabs glitch of some kind. I mean, it could be a YouTube issue, but I'm determined to say I'm tempted to say Streamlabs more so, just because the weird way it seems to either be happening or not happening. Logging out and logging back into Streamlabs. I'm not sure if it'll let me do that mid-stream, but I'll try. Log out. Oh, it did let me do it. Okay, never mind then. Log in. YouTube. Right. Hey, Cindy. I've logged in. If nothing else, Rude Boy, you do get at least 1 point for the tip. We'll debate the other points in a minute, but you get 1 point for the tip. And a spin. We'll see if anything else funky happens. I feel like the fair thing is if it happens to you, Rude Boy, where you get your health bar annihilated by fake past tips, then you should probably get the 3 points because someone else is going to capitalise. But if it doesn't happen again the rest of the night, then I don't think we can count that 3 points. It's not fair to everyone else. Right, Right, spin the wheel. Spin the wheel. Welcome everyone to Saturday night stream. Of course it's... Oh, Deep! You gave Deep a point. I bet you're thrilled about that. That's the Deep on 13, baby. And Rude Boy on... Oh, that's the wrong thing. Did anyone tip between last night and now? Nope. No real tips. What am I looking for? I want for the scoreboard. It was happening. It was actually doing something really weird, Cindy, where it was doing something in OBS that it shouldn't be able to do. It was playing audio from the GIFs even when I wasn't on the profiles that have the alerts browser plugged in. So I actually had to like delete them because it was playing the audio from the GIFs when I was trying to record the comics podcast. It was really weird. And I was hoping because I deleted all the alerts and then sort of put it back in as a fresh link, maybe that would have fixed it, but it didn't. I've just logged out and logged back into Streamlabs to see if that fixes it, as per David's suggestion. Nothing's happened since I did that though, so that may have been the fix. That may have been the fix. So we'll see. We'll see if I hit in weird hams. I also don't know where the GIF plays exactly now because I had to put them back in and I don't get to see it until it comes up. I suppose I should have been paying attention when Rude Boy was tipping, but it was I was busy trying to fix this. But yes, welcome all to Mailfuss TV Live Saturday night. I felt like hanging out basically. Had comics done, uploaded for Patreon, posted Screams, not Screams, sorry, Ace. Which, by the way, if you enjoy episodes of Ace where Tara gets kind of drunk by the end, then you'll enjoy the Westworld episode. I'm just going to tip to get that 50 Shades goal from now on. Meaning, what do you mean? Like, as opposed to trying to become boss? Or get the points? Tara is too classy to be true. Well, there was definitely drinking going on. And there was definitely a break taken in recording to let her compose herself a little bit at one point. And that's all I'm going to say. That's more than $15 in Super Chat. Because Super Chat, it takes more money to get to take health away than it does a direct donation. Because the whole bar is like 25, is it not? Because he was way down near death. Yeah, the last thing was Fletcher's Super Chat last night before Rude Boy. That's it. There was nothing in between. I'm looking at the list right now. Said 4,500. Maybe you're right. I don't know. It looked lower than that to me, but I wasn't paying attention to the number, so fair play. Madness. Absolute madness. Hey Johnny, long-term lurker, even though I still haven't forgiven you for classing Twilight as a horror movie on streams. No. I don't think me or Tim would actually class it as a horror movie. We did that because people on stream hit a goal for us to do it. And technically it's vampires and werewolves, so it kinda fits. I mean, look, not everything is completely suitable for the show. I mean, it's. I was more scared to watch that than most of the things we watch on streams. But welcome to the stream, Johnny. Okay. Okay, I think we're settled. It's not happened since I logged out and logged back into Streamlabs, so we might be okay. Unless it's just on a timer. In which case, we'll find out in like an hour when it starts doing its whole little shebang again. But yes, welcome all. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. You know, I watched a YouTube, I guess documentary is the term, but about an old content creator that I liked a long time ago, and how they declined and kind of stopped making content and like go absent for long periods of time now, because I hadn't seen what they'd been doing in a long time. And it was kind of a interesting but slightly depressing watch. Very, I don't know. I was watching it while I was waiting for the comics podcast to export. YouTube recommended it to me, and I'm like, oh yeah, I've not heard that name in ages, and I went to check. Didn't know the background on that, so I may be able to forgive you. Yes, please. I mean, if nothing else, maybe the pain that I had to go through in watching those two Twilight movies is enough punishment. Although I suspect that when Tim's back and recording again, that David's probably going to try and lunge the third one on us. Fallen Titans? No, what was the YouTube thing called? It was Down the Rabbit Hole. It was basically just like a, I mean, I say document. It was more just someone summarizing the timeline of events using images and clips and voiceover, which I guess is still kind of documentary, but. But needless to say, I was like, oh god, I hope I don't turn out like this. was my thought at the end. I would grace you with a third. Grace me with a third one. Oh dear. Oh dear. What else did I do? I've got the wheel up. I might need the bar up potentially. Okay. Everything's done. Wait, what? That's weird. I turned monetization on. Why is monetization turned off on this? That's weird. Just promised to never review 50 Shades of Grey. Don't worry, we just watched that on stream. But it's funny you mentioned that, because David also made us watch that on stream. It may have been worse than Twilight, honestly. But it might have been worse. Wasn't as funny. Same night. It was like a twofer. It was a twofer. Alright. In fact, yeah, I'll give you the points. I usually start with a points update, don't I? So all on the top 5 that's on the screen, on the scoreboard. He got Tyler at 21. Elsa at 17. Renegade at 18. Fletcher is on screen now. I keep forgetting. Allison's on 14. Tim's on 10. Deep's on 13. Eric's on 8. Hero's on 6. Nico's on 6. Bob's on 2. Full rundown. But yes. What is next in streams actually? I keep forgetting what's coming up next because we recorded them so long ago now. Because you just got Zombie... No, you just got Dawn of the Dead remake. That's what you got. Okay, so there's 3 more zombie movies to come then. Okay, that one's next. Okay. Interesting. I suspect that people will not be fond of our opinion on the next movie. Me and Tim were in relative agreement, I think, on a movie, the next Screams episode. And I don't think people are going to be... I mean, we weren't like super negative, like we had, you know, we didn't hate the film, but I don't think we're going to praise it and love it as much as people would like us to. Okay. Alright, can we settle a bit? Can we settle? I don't have to fix burning houses or streams. Dracula 2000. Oh yeah, because people are expecting a praise fest for that. Also, pretty sure that's not a zombie movie last I checked. Unless you're going to try and argue that the vampires are just a breed of zombie. Because they're undead. Firefly. Ah, Firefly. Alright, Firefly wants his screen time. There you go, cat. Yes. When Tim is back, I'm hoping you will get round to the original Maniac and the remake. I'm sure you will get to it at some point. Oh, we will. I remember quite enjoying the original Maniac, and I loved the remake when I saw it in theaters. So, I feel like I'll be quite positive on both of those. And it's been a while. I've not seen either of them in probably since the remake came out. Gerard Butler always looks pretty dead. That's his acting range. Firefly. You little menace. Yeah, it's you, Puss Puss, you. So I'll probably do some quizzes in a bit. I don't have any concrete plans for the evening. But I feel like hanging out. With the beloved peoples, didn't we, Firefly? Yes. Yes, thank you, viewers. This is Firefly, this is my stream. Ah, Firefly, that's my shoulder. I think I'd probably agree with that. I think the original has strengths as well, but I think I might agree that the... Was that a gif? Did I hear a thing? Firefly. Ah, my shoulder. Firefly, my shoulder. Your claws. No, maybe not. Maybe I'm... It must have been something in the music that sounded like a bit of dialogue coming in from a GIF. There was no GIF on screen. I don't know why I'm so paranoid. That's what you've done to me, Streamlabs. Ow. Ow. Firefly just burying his ass in the back of my head. Thank you for that, cat. Cynthia Rothrock had done a live stream. I was probably maybe stream, but you're all correct. She has a very active YouTube channel apparently. Oh wow. I mean that's nice. I mean, at least she's not disappeared. She's got her fan base and they're keeping her afloat. That's nice. She's probably doing some kung fu lessons or something. She's doing some fitness videos. I don't know. Yeah, that thing I watched earlier was literally just a YouTube suggestion. Like, rarely do I watch something because YouTube suggests it to me, but it was like, oh, way to go in one of our lives. But yeah, I mean, I love the idea of showing her up and just asking obscure questions about random movies. Like, so in Tiger Claws 2... threesomes normal in your circles, David? Is that what you're suggesting? Threesomes must be Sunday. Firefly. My shoulder. That cat is developing a bad habit. Yes, I pulled you off that way, Firefly, so you wouldn't put a hole in my t-shirt. I've got a couple of old t-shirts that I really liked. But that cat has just ruined. So I have to. So every time he clings to me, I have to be very careful and sort of pull out the claw at the right angle. Oh, I should update that timer. I want to change that to the Omen top 10. Pet Justice! And Gary Busey. Oh. Okay, I got a link. Let's go over to CloudBot. Okay, that's that changed. Peter, as a leader, you need to represent as an alive with Cynthia Rothrock. Are we big enough to approach Cynthia Rothrock and ask for an interview? When I've never interviewed anyone before. And we don't even review action movies. Well, for the most part. Technically, me and Tara are recording a review for Speed, like tomorrow, but that's just for the patrons. Just for the patrons. Damn. That Firefly's got ginger fur all over my shirt. Except the cat hair. Nothing I can do about it. I'm just living in a cat hair world. So did everyone hear the hilarious news that Avatar got re-released in China and has actually overtaken Avengers Endgame and has once again been crowned the highest grossing movie of all time? My boy James Cameron can't be stopped. To be fair, I mean, Avengers only did it because that had a re-release. Remember they re-released it with like the deleted scene that had unfinished effects at the end? Because that was when it beat Avatar, I think, if I remember right. That was later in the year. Which Avatar? Which Avatar got released? What do you mean which? What do you mean which Avatar? There is one Avatar. Well, one of James Cameron. There was only one James Cameron's Avatar. Yeah, so by that logic, David, it was always Avatar then. I don't think it's overrated, Johnny, because I feel like no one really rates it that highly. I'm actually in the minority because I quite like it. I feel like everyone talks about how Avatar is just kind of mediocre or okay. I'm quite fond of it, but I'm definitely not in the majority on that. I thought he'd released Avatar 2 in secret. The bad one. How dare you? He released Avatar 2 secret. Well, he's working on Avatar like 3 and 4 at this point, I think. Well, I think 2 and 3 are both finished shooting. So it's going to be at least a trilogy, although they're planning 4 and 5. Yeah, it looked great. And the effects hold up, I think, for the most part. And I think the reason why they hold up and are still better than a lot of current effects is because we kind of hit this plateau with CG where it's not that it can't ever get better, but it costs a lot of money to make CG the best it can be. And for the most part, they're not willing to spend as much to make it that good. Because I would say that, like, even like the Marvel movies, their CG is not like the best. There's a lot of dodgy effects in Endgame. And I like that movie, but I mean, there is. Oh, Connor's upset. Claiming that I was a tool on the podcast this week. Oh. I think I know what book he's upset about. Possibly 2, but definitely 1. Where's he even getting this word? You talking to Matt in private? You being a pain in the podcast? Never. How dare you, Elsa? It's always going to be evolving. There are reviews for PS1 games that say lifelike visuals. No, that's true. I'm not saying the peak can't keep going up, but the ceiling isn't typically being reached, though. Whereas I think Avatar reached for a new ceiling, and I don't think most movies today still hit that ceiling. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Not that it's like hit a point where it can't ever go further. It's just you have to be willing to put the money and time into it to make it go further. Like, Avatar CG looks better than most CG that comes out still in movies. And it's not because... well, it's just because they're not willing to spend the time and money on making it look as good as that did. It's more of a resource commitment thing than it is anything else. I feel like everyone I meet says they don't like Avatar, which is why I don't think it's overrated, because I feel like if anything it's underrated. Everyone dislikes it. That said, it's far from Cameron's best. I'll make that very clear as well. We'll obviously do it on Ace before the second one comes out. Assuming that happens in our lifetime. I wish I just made more movies. Some of my favourite movies are James Cameron films. There was people who got depressed the real world wasn't Pandora. Why, in your opinion, besides the visuals, was it good? Convince me. Okay. So, James Cameron's a good director. He's a good action director. And I think one of the things you have to keep in mind about Avatar specifically is that when it came out, action movies were terrible. And had been for years. For the most part. There wasn't any really good action movies. Because what was in theaters at the time for the previous couple of years was Transformers. It was other things. And it's not like the previous year. It's not like Iron Man 1 was a good action movie. People liked it, but it wasn't, insanely great action. In fact, I would argue the action for Iron Man as a character didn't get good till Avengers. Yeah, my favorite movie is Aliens, and the Terminator is pretty close to it, to be honest. Why have I been linked to CNN? Oh no. The Avatar Blues. What a weird article. From January 2010. It might be David, actually, because there's the Green Arrow one shot, the Pride one shot, Wonder Woman Gold and Black. There was something else. I'd maybe cut off the crypto art thing at the end just because me and Matt knew nothing about it. So it's just kind of nonsense for the in guessing. But the rest of it, I think, is like a good 20 minutes. There was something else I'm forgetting. Oh, the new Tynion book, Black Label book, and the newest Batman book by Ennis. That was all too. Yeah, that was a decent amount of stuff. It's a pretty standard story. Well, I guess I'm saying I think it's well directed, Elsa. I think the action's well shot, has a good flow to it. I mean, I know you said don't mention the visuals, but we're also going away from CG. We're looking at design of the world, design of the mech suits. It's the type of sci-fi that didn't have that kind of huge budget look to it before. I also happen to quite like James Horner's music in the film. Yeah, the story's typical. There's nothing special about the story. I'll be curious to see what the story in Avatar 2 is, because James Cameron's made 2 sequels before, and those sequels were Aliens and Terminator 2. So I am genuinely fascinated by what he can do in that world now that he's set it up. Fascinated. Horror to action in his sequels, so action to... Well, we know he's going underwater in the second one. He's going to do the aquatic life of Pandora, which makes sense. The dude loves his water life. Which, by the way, where's my remaster of The Abyss, you prick? I am so upset at him. I just want to watch The Abyss Special Edition in at least 1080p in the year of our Lord 2021. Is that so much to ask? I mean, I'm not trying to convince you, Elsa. I don't mind if you don't like it. That's okay. What are we watching? I don't know, Bob. If anything, I don't know. We're, as of right now, just hanging out. I might do quizzes and stuff in a minute. I'm being inundated with Twitter notifications. Oh, look at that terrible talking Superman actually sharing out what he's submitting for the list. You said we were going to watch a female-directed horror movie. Yes, I did. I did say that. And I said if I didn't stream at the weekend, that would definitely be a Monday thing. Look, I'm not necessarily in a movie mood right now. That's all I'm saying. I think that's okay. Alright, let's look at this. Bit of a specific list there. To be fair, I mean, I don't think Avatar for me is more than an 8. Well, to be fair, you look at Mr. Plinkett and your little image, Fletcher. It's actually too small to see who it is. I realise that that's not actually you. Pocahontas has songs at all, though. Is my rebuttal to that. Avatar does not have songs, therefore better. Mr. Plunkett's suave brother. Don't they sing at the tree thing? That's different from a musical number. That's different. Plus, you don't have to suffer through the whole thing. The colors of the wind. How poetic. There's been no accidental time traveling gifts since I logged out and into Streamlabs. Hopefully it stays that way. Fletcher, unfortunately you were kind of screwed out of your stream boss status because a bunch of old super chats triggered. And then Rude Boy swooped in when your health was at an all-time low. Okay, Pete, what's your most controversial movie opinion? Most controversial? I mean, surely my thoughts that Lord of the Rings is boring as shit is controversial enough, no? As of right now, Rude Boy has not received the points for becoming boss because he effectively proper cheated. But, if he gets hit with the same shit again, then everyone's getting hit with it, so... You know. Did you give Fletcher extra points for the glitch? I did not. Maybe there's an argument to be made for that. But because they weren't real tips that took his health, I'm not going to give Rude Boy the points for becoming boss. Yes, cheated. Maybe you didn't choose to cheat, but you capitalized. You capitalized on illegitimate blood. Anyway, controversial movie opinion. Let's see. Movie I love that everyone else hates. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. Movie I love that everyone else hates. I'm trying to think of a good example. Movie I love that everyone else hates. I'm looking up at my movie collection to see if anything triggers. To be fair, David's question said besides Avatar. Well, I think it did anyway. Someone said that. Shut your face, Cindy. You love Titanic that much? That's bold. I don't dislike Titanic, but it's definitely at the bottom of the Cameron list for me. I enjoy Titanic more than I enjoy, like, Nolan's weakest movie, which is Dunkirk, by the way. That's something. Me and Tara need to do Cosmic Sin. It's one of the worst science fiction movies of the year. Nay, the decade. That's a way to sell it, Bob. That's a way to sell it. Is this bonus movie worthy? Because that sounds bonus movie worthy. In fact, the new votes need to go up soon. I think we're doing... Yeah, for anyone who's a patron at $5 and up, I think we're going to pick 4 films from the Reactor. So if anyone wants to submit a Reactor movie before Monday... No, before tomorrow night, actually. Probably tomorrow night we pick. So, yeah, if anyone's got any Reactor picks they want to put in for a chance for them to be on the next vote, I would put them in before tomorrow evening. What's the Reactor? The Reactor is just the Ace version of the Crypt, where you suggest movies at the $5 tier and up. So to do a list. It's on the same website if you want to see the list. Add the most artistry to it. Oh, very well. There's definitely some movies that I kind of love, despite the fact that they're not that well liked. Some of them are just kind of nostalgia things, though, from my childhood. Or because they're so bad they're good. I'm trying to think if there's a movie that I legitimately think is great that no one else does. I mean, if we're talking about stuff that I legitimately think is great that other people shit on, Dark Knight Rises might be the best example, to be honest. I don't remember liking Rocky 5, I have to admit. You think Rocky 5 is better than Rocky Balboa? I definitely didn't agree with that when I saw them. It's been a while since I've watched either of them, though. I'll give you a hot take. Creed 1 is the best movie in the franchise. I've seen a lot of people poop on Dark Knight Rises, but it's the best I could think of in the sense that I actually love it and will defend it. And will stick up for the vast majority of it. Where's that window? Oh great, it's always fun when someone likes a tweet where they've got the word Snyder Cut in their name. Oh, I dig Rocky 4. Rocky 3 and Rocky 4 are good fun. I don't remember Rocky 5 having the same charm though. Oh, pardon me. Suddenly hit with a bit of the yawns. Creep 2? I don't know why I didn't understand it at first. Like, cruelty is the point, would you not agree? Creep 2? My most embarrassing one is The Last Jedi. I'm terrified of rewatching it and finding out I don't love it as much as when I was first in the theater. Yeah, I didn't like Last Jedi, but the problem with not liking Last Jedi and being a reasonable human being is that most of the people who are very vocal about not liking Last Jedi are a bunch of shitheads. I mean, obviously a lot of people do like Dark Knight Rises, but I've met enough people who think it's shit or think it's really weak compared to the other two. But clearly it's not as widespread, which is why I kind of said I prefaced it with, I know it's not ever like completely pooped on. Day 11 is the best John Carpenter movie ever. I mean, I even think it's in my top 5 John Carpenter movies, but you do you, Bob. Oh wait, I'd have to watch it again to give it any kind of critical analysis again, Bob. It's been too long. I love Rogue One, and that's definitely a controversial movie in the like department. Lots of people love Rogue One, though. I mean, I hated it, but lots of people love Rogue One. I'm someone who wants a good movie, but also doesn't rely on Star Wars nostalgia, because I don't like Star Wars that much. That said, as much as I said I don't like Last Jedi, I love it compared to Rise of Skywalker, which is just a complete boardroom meeting of Alexa-P's every single complaint that everyone had about the last movie. Is a spineless, cowardly, like, just dreck of a commercially produced, soulless, artless film. I think Last Jedi is a mess, but you know what? It's someone's mess. Rian Johnson believed in that mess and he made his mess. And I will always respect that more. I don't even care about Star Wars, but I almost threw up a little bit in my mouth when he revealed what Rey's parentage was. Yeah, Rise of Skywalker. There's a lot of reasons to be sad about the Rise of Skywalker. It's so clear they backstepped on everything that was planned in the previous one because of reactions. It felt spineless. And one of the few things that I really liked in Last Jedi was that Rey wasn't important. She was random, and that was good. It was more meaningful than everyone being related to someone. Hey, Chris. J.J. Abrams is a terrible writer. Yeah. He's an okay ideas guy, but all the things that J.J. started that I loved, you know, he left to other people to run. And by that I mean Lost in French. Is Rise of the Skywalker even worse than the prequels? I'm going to say no, but it probably works out about equal, about evens, because I think it's worse in a different way. Like, the prequels are shockingly terrible at being good movies because they're just so lazily made, and like, but Rise of Skywalker commits to completely different sins. Completely different sins. So it's a really weird comparison. It's really probably just down to personal, like, what do you hate more in terms of cinematic crimes. I haven't seen Solo, Elsa, so I have no opinion on it, other than that I just don't want to. I didn't like that. Who cares about Rando? That's what makes it special, though, Cindy, is that not everyone has to be related to someone or be special because of the born. I know why I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but the chosen one trope is far too overused. It's more special if someone just has the determination and the ability and turns themselves into someone special. And in Star Wars, because everyone else was related to someone or a descendant of someone, that actually felt more special. Did you read the Spider-Man comic he wrote with his son? I did not, Chris. I did not. To be fair, David, but then Luke turned out to be Darth Vader's son. Just could I point that out there? Might not have been in the first movie, but it was in the second one. The acting and dialogue is awful, Rude Boy, but that is not the only thing that is wrong with those movies. The direction is absolute garbage. Everything is just a shot, reverse shot, maybe a walk and talk occasionally. It's nothing but exposition with bland green screen. Just here's a wall of CG behind you. Have a conversation in front of it. And then conceptually, there's just such a weird thing that's going on in these movies as well. But that's another kettle of fish. There are so many people now who will tell you the prequels are great. Yeah, they're idiots, Fletcher. That's too unrealistic. It's a movie. It's in space with laser beams, Cindy. That's the part you think is too unrealistic. I also don't care about something being unrealistic per se. Yeah, Dead Don't Die is on the vague to watch list at some point. Back when I was really into Harry Potter. Oh no, David. Oh no. It's been so long since I've seen the prequels at this point that I can't even really talk about specifics anymore. We'll have to do them in Ace at some point, so it's definitely going to happen, but... Riding horses on top of a spaceship. Wait, what Star Wars is that in? I don't even remember this. Are those busts next to me? Oh, that's Wolfman, Dracula, and Frankenstein's monster over there. They came with a DVD box set once upon a time. The DVDs are long gone. I ain't watching standard definition there like some chump. The thing, Cindy, though, is that the idea that you can't be special in the Star Wars universe unless you're born into one of these families was really boring. And it was getting really frustrating that they couldn't do a Star Wars story without, oh, somehow it ties back to the Skywalkers or one of the other families, or... Like, how about just a new character who can become something? I don't know, that's just way more interesting. Particularly in the context of Star Wars, it's way more interesting. Possibly you didn't realize what was going on in Rise of Skywalker because you were too overwhelmed by the stupid. I've just forgotten most of it at this point, Fletcher. I remember Rey finding that out. I remember the kiss or whatever towards the end. I remember thinking it was jumping around plots a lot. I remember Finn had something he wanted to tell Rey, but he never actually did, even though it was the last movie. Oh, I hate shoehorned in backstories. I like stop comic writers stop retconning in characters out of backstories. It's so frustrating. Just make them matter in the here and now. Make them build a relationship with the character from scratch. It'll mean so much more to us when the payoff comes. Ah. Yes, yet. I don't think anything sums up the new Star Wars movies more than a scene from Solo that I've not even seen, where Han Solo gets the name Solo, because that needed an explanation. The number one prequel thing that I hate is that everything needs to be explained and have an origin, and sometimes that origin is really stupid. What was it hinted though? Really, Cindy? It was. I mean, she didn't know where she came from, or we didn't know where she came from. I don't know if there was any specific hints that she was tied to anyone in particular. But if anything, that just enhances why I liked that she was no one, because everyone spent all this time speculating. And I was like, no, that's not important. What's important is that you yourself are a good character, and you can stand up with these icons and legends because there was a time when they were new characters. There's no reason why you can't be a great character on your own right. I appreciate it, David. I appreciate it. It's one of those things that when they announced the Solo movie, immediately I was like, well, they're going to do the Kessel Run. They're going to show how Han meets Chewie, and they're going to show this, and they're going to show... Like, you could just start listing things that were mentioned casually in the original trilogy that they were going to build a movie around. It's like, this didn't need to exist. It was just... Sometimes a sentence that implies backstory is never meant to be more than the vague sentence it was, because, you know, it doesn't have to be expanded upon. Nah, let's not have Star Wars taint the integrity of Star Trek. Let's not do that. I say that as if Star Trek's not generally not that good right now anyway, but still. Do 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 do. Well, Tyler's definitely not here because there's no way he wasn't going to comment when I mocked Star Wars in the face of Star Trek. You know it to be true. Spock and C-3PO would probably get along. No, there's a lot of franchises that should be left alone. Hell, the one I always bring up now is Terminator. Like everything, Terminator 1 and 2 are great movies, like more than great even. And then you just have, like, I mean, Dark Fate was obviously better than the others, like post T2 sequels, but like it was still kind of like it was very not Last Jedi. It was very Force Awakens for Terminator, and it still was just. It was still just existing to feed off of the popularity of Terminator. Like, it didn't do anything to justify itself as a movie. It still has to rely on nostalgia. And I think it is possible to make a sequel that doesn't rely purely on nostalgia. Like, obviously that sells the movie, but the plot and what happens in the film doesn't necessarily need to, like, just bank on that constantly. Whereas I think Terminator still did in Dark Fate. What do you like less, Lord of the Rings or Star Wars? I mean, I actually like the original Star Wars trilogy, so I suppose by default Lord of the Rings, but Star Wars as an entity that people never shut up about, I might be more annoyed by. So maybe, depending on your parameters, maybe Star Wars. Family Guy did a Terminator 2 episode last week. Well, for reboot it again, but this time we introduced John's previously unknown younger sister, who is the real hero of the future, Jean Connor. That's the sort of dumb shit that they do. That is the sort of dumb shit that they do when they're trying to justify more sequels and prequels and reboots. And at this point, like, I've had so many bad Terminator movies that I like just leave it alone. Same with Alien. Like those like Prometheus and then Covenant. Like Covenant was just absolutely dreadful. And it's that thing where I realized that if Ridley ever gets to make his next one, he's going to have made a whole prequel trilogy. Alien will have its own prequel trilogy. I hope you're not implying they've actually talked about doing that, David, or you're just covering for the fact that you thought that was a good idea. I hope it was the former. Or the latter. Whatever one. You know what I mean. I think Darth Vader made a pretty clear case that he had a couple of female action heroes, but does not realize that the rest of the world has moved forward. You mean Cameron? I don't know how involved he was in that, but I wasn't necessarily blaming him for that, but if it's on him, it's on him. How was the Terminator TV show? People seem to like it. I wasn't that into season 1. People seem to like season 2. Didn't Cameron direct Dark Fate? No, he did not. He was heralded as returning as a producer, but I don't think he had that much input in the movie. I convinced myself I liked Prometheus when I first saw it in theaters, but when I saw it again later, I was like, no, I kind of hate this. This movie kind of sucks. It's not as bad as Covenant, though. Covenant is like a complete train wreck. But, and that was so distressing as well, because when I saw Covenant, I was like hopeful. I was hoping it'd be good. You blow, I'll do the fingering. What a line. I like Prometheus more than Aliens. Cindy? Cindy, you know you're near and dear to my heart, but you're testing me. You're testing me. Nothing wrong with Newt. They came out at night mostly. Affirmative. I can't do the whole thing. I can't do any accents really, but I definitely can't do 8-year-old girl or whatever age she was. I mean, I wouldn't say replacement, I would say an evolution of the cat, but yes. It was a more in-depth version of Jonesy, wasn't it? Your embarrassing cherishment. I'll keep trying to think. I mean, I'm trying, because I assume you want something that I actually genuinely love and not just something that I think is so bad that it's amazing. Because there's a difference there. Because I love Texas Chainsaw 3D, but I love it because it's so amazingly goofy and bad. For example. I have to genuinely love it. And not in like a B movie way. I don't know. What can I say? I've got high standards. Just name a Kevin Smith movie. I don't like Kevin Smith though. Look through this. Okay, I'm looking through. I need to turn off ad block for this stupid site. Refresh. Okay, so what's this? This is 75 bad movies. Glitter, I've not seen. Dungeons and Dragons, I've not seen. Don Peyote, I've not seen. The End Crowd, I've not seen. Cabin Fever 2016, I have seen. We reviewed that in Streams After Midnight. You do not. You most definitely do not have high standards. To call something actually great, yes, I do. I think. Maybe you disagree. Bolero, never seen. Love, Wedding, Marriage, never seen. Daddy D Camp, never seen. Fascination, never seen. Fair Game, never seen. Freddy Got Fingered, never seen. A Beautiful Life, never seen. Paul Blart Mall Cop 2, I've never seen. I saw the first one, I think, but I've not seen the second one. Down to You, never seen. Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood, how dare you? I enjoy that as a slasher movie, but I'm not exactly sticking up for it. New Best Friend, Cannonball Run 2, Bit Trouble, The Avengers from 1998, not the one you're thinking. Strange Wilderness, Cocktail. Left Behind, I've not seen. If we end up doing that Nicolas Cage idea at some point, I might. Slackers, Adventures of Pluto Nash, Master of Disguise. I'm happy to see that I've not seen the vast majority of these. Three Strikes. Mortal Kombat Annihilation, that was a good bad movie. Not seen Date Movie. Not seen Death Wish 2. Not seen 9 Lives. I did see Scary Movie 5. It was absolutely atrocious. Well, I say I saw it. I kind of slept through half of it, if I'm honest. But that's what it is. I have not seen that trailer, Cindy, no. I've not seen Whipped. I've not seen Unplanned. Oh, is Unplanned the that super religious movie about birth control? Halloween 6 is absolute trash. Yes, yes. Yeah, Tim's got some weird taste. Battlefield Earth I've not seen. Torch I've not seen. Super Babies, Super Baby Genius 2 I've not seen. Alone in the Dark I've happily not seen. The chances of me having actually liked any of these, never mind seen them, is slim. I'm looking through to see if I've seen any of these. I'm just sort of skimming past the rest now. Almost done. No, I have seen very few of those. I'm reading the list that David linked to. Just a little bit up. Left Behind. What's Left Behind? Oh, the Nicolas Cage movie I mentioned. The plane one. Yes, yes, yes. I'll be honest, I completely forgot we said that. La di da di da di da di da da da. Oh, why am I yawning all of a sudden? I'm that tired. This is madness. And then I know. Remember when Cage was a movie star? Kinda. I don't know when that officially changed. was it around Left Behind? I guess maybe it was around then. Because he was still, I mean, relatively big when he did the National Treasure movies. Oh, I love Con Air. But I know it's silly. Like, I mean, there's a different. Again, it's kind of a. It's a good cheese. I'm not a big fan of Face Off though. Face Off never really worked for me for whatever reason. Probably John Travolta's fault. I think Left Behind was well after The Fall. Yeah. When did... Yeah, I think Bruce Willis kind of went down right after... I was going to say Die Hard 4. Not that it wasn't in anything notable after that, but I feel that's when he stopped giving a shit. Kick-Ass is great though. Kick-Ass and Bad Lieutenant were like the two big good things he'd been in, and it had been ages since he'd been in something good at that point. The Dune Terra do Idiocracy? No. We've not done Idiocracy. Would you care anymore when you can make 1 million on one day of shooting? I mean, no, but does Nicolas Cage actually get paid that still? I feel like he's not worth as much as he used to be. . Nicolas Cage like hits some good stuff occasionally though. Like he was in Mandy, in the Color Out of Space, and there was something else he was in that was good, in kind of that period between those. Bruce Willis gets paid that. Ah. Wild at Heart was by far my least favourite David Lynch movie. I'm sorry to say. I liked Raising Arizona well enough though. To 2018 Nick Cage is bad Nick Cage. I mean, he still does bad stuff. Did you see Willy's Wonderland? Yeah, Nick Cage still tries. Not every movie, but he tries often enough that I can't quite write him off. Idiocracy is the office space of sci-fi. Please, sir, you stole my phaser. I like Mulholland Drive more than Lost Highway, but, you know. I mean, to be fair, he's only done one movie since Lost Highway. Since Mulholland Drive, I mean. And that was Inland Empire, which was kind of a weird experimental set of short films that he kind of patched together. Because if we're counting Twin Peaks The Return, then that might be where he peaked. Right at the end. Yeah, Inland Empire is like a weird experimental thing that's just a bunch of different shorts that were stitched together. So it's inherently just not really one of his movies in a sense. I still haven't finished The Return because of the dumb Texas Storm. I love Twin Peaks The Return. Love it. Also, wasn't that Texas Storm like a month ago now? I never saw World Trade Center. I wasn't in the mood to watch a movie about 9/11 that quickly. And honestly, probably still aren't in that much of a mood for it. "13 comics in under 2 hours? Man. He sped through those bad boys. There was a time when Matt and Connor were trying to get me to try and make the show shorter and said that they didn't want to hit 2 hours too often. Which is really funny because if you fast forward a few years, I legitimately had a conversation with Matt last year where he said, "Can we go back to the shows but just about 3 hours instead of close to 4 hours?" I'm like, yes. I win. Now you're begging for 3 hours. That's where he met his young wife, so I get cringe from that movie. Oh, World Trade Center? "24-hour episode to review one issue of Batman. Still 5 minutes on Reddit." Yeah. Hey, David, you may be surprised with the Red Hood thoughts on the new episode. Oh, David Lynch met his young wife on Inland Empire. I doubt it, Fletcher. I think Nick Cage would enjoy being in a superhero movie. I mean, he's already done voices in a couple of them. So it's a new book then, David, is what you're saying. Firefly, what's up? I don't think Nicolas Cage's career is in that bad a place though. I want to make this clear. I think he's still in good things enough every so often that even though he's in a lot of crap, and he is, he's in a lot of crap, and a lot of direct-to-video crap at that, but he's in enough good things sprinkled throughout that I don't think he's a write-off. Whereas Bruce Willis has done nothing of value in a long-ass time. Ah. You're just counting old stock. Hey, we've not sold any of these things yet. Yeah, Mandy's good. It wasn't an amazing movie, but he was pretty solid in Mum and Dad. Color Out of Space was fairly good. You know, 2008, 2009 did Bad Lieutenant. 2010 Kick-Ass was good. There's got a bunch of stuff. I'm actually not a big fan of Looper. That kind of continues my Rian Johnson's an underwhelming director for me trend. I should love Looper. Looper, from a concept point of view, is right up my alley. But god damn it, that man, that Rian Johnson, and his pacing. That movie grinds to a halt halfway through, and just like sleepwalks to the end. It's weird. Was Color Out of Space a good cosmic horror movie? Yeah, it was pretty solid, yeah. It fits in well enough with something like From Beyond. Firefly. You're causing a kerfuffle. Isn't that nice? You're just sitting still, you're purring away. You're happy enough. You're not digging your claws in anywhere. Or headbutting the mic. I say headbutting. That was more of an ass butt, but good push push. Good push push. You know what I hear about YouTube? Go on. I was going to try and guess, but I don't have the mental capacity for it. That's the sort of quality content you get from me, David. Whereas a video your recommendations and you say, I'm going to hate that, and then you click on it, and then you hate it. I mean, is that on YouTube? Or is that on you? I just, you know, I'm just gonna throw that out there. What was the film where Bruce Willis had to save a rich family from an insane robber? That was okay. Probably 15 years old now, I guess. Bob, there's very few things in this earth I could give a shit less about than Kim and Kanye breaking up. Or South Park, for that matter. Yeah, what is that Bruce Willis film you're talking about? Saved a rich family from an insane robber. I don't think I know what that is. That's true. Nick Cage does take a lot of roles that kind of ignored his age. Like, you felt that in Willy's Wonderland. Like, he's meant to be this cool outlaw badass, but, like, dude, you're like 60. You're dyeing your hair and you're trying your best to not look like an old man. But it ends up just looking like this very specific type of Hollywood, like, you're old but you're trying to hide it appearance. Which looks weird and disturbing almost at times. Do I like fish sticks? I call them fish fingers, but yes, fish sticks are fine food. I think the algorithm is obviously not. I mean, the fact that I am not roaring success with millions of subscribers says that the algorithm is broken, quite frankly. Oh yeah, so they don't have fingers, but they have sticks. Yes, that makes sense. Yeah. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say to those last two comments. Oh, what a weird Saturday. This chat is in shambles. I agree. The chat's in shambles. I concur. I don't know what I expected when I decided to stream tonight, but this is clearly the sort of shambles that one could expect. Sad but depressingly true, Rude Boy. Hostage. Yeah, I don't think I saw that. It sounds vaguely familiar now you've said the name, but I don't think I saw it. But that's going back a bit though. I mean, 2004 is a while ago now. I mean, you can pay YouTube to promote your video, I'm sure. Although I don't know if you can do that personally. Like I don't know if I've seen an option. Oh no, you can. You can just go to you just have to go to a separate place. You go to advertising on, because other people do pay to like put their videos as ads. Weirdly. Which is really annoying, especially when it's a long video. I should do a review of Seagal films or a top 10. Yeah, every so often I'll get an ad that's like 45 minutes long. In fact, I think the longest one I ever got was like a 2-hour video. Because normally if I'm letting something play for the channel, because I want to give it a a like and give it a full playthrough, I'll usually let the ads play, because why wouldn't I? But when it's 2 hours long, it's like, no, I don't have time for this. You're actually longer on the video I'm trying to play. You got all of Lego Movie 1 as an ad. That's pretty funny. And it makes me wonder, like, if you put your video as an ad, if you pay for advertising, which I don't imagine is cheap, but if you do that, does everyone who sees the ad, does that count as a view on the video itself? Is it just a way to like drum up views on something? There are things on the old YouTube stats anyway. Doubtful but possible. Yeah, I don't know. It's a thought. It's a thought. It does count as a view, does it? Oh, okay. Well, not that helps, I'm not sure. Like, because the view average has to be horrible on them. Like, so, like, how many people that get a 2-hour video as an ad are going to let it play past the first 5 seconds? If it does, I'm able to single-handedly yet against my will keep Liberty Mutual Insurance afloat. Those rat bastards. There's definitely some that it's been a while, admittedly, but there was a period in time where this same guy would always pop up in my ads, telling me like how he got rich quick and how he can teach me how to get rich quick. Just a really douchebag face. Listen, I took all my family on vacation. I own 3 houses. Like, yeah, good for you. Piss off. Dodgy pyramid scheme nonsense or whatever it is. Let's do a check. What happened to Mondays at 103,000 views? 302 likes, not too bad. That random gifted episode's at 160,000 views now. Hey, Dark episode 1's at 80,000. That may actually scrape to 100,000 at some point. Oh, your meme. What's the meme? Oh. So I didn't react to your meme, so you've sent me to the definition of the meme. Yeah, I mean, it's the same kind of thing. There's tons of them, unfortunately. No, it's not that guy. It was someone else. I get movie trailers a lot. Get rid by eating a whole pizza. Yeah, where did I sign up? Where did I sign up for that one? Hi-fi. Let's have a look here. Second highest Ace episode is Terminator 3, which isn't surprising. Highest screams on the main channel is Veronica at 19,000, almost 20,000. Became a weird channel through Black Mirror episodes. They are quite high in views, I'm guessing. Yeah, the old Black Mirrors are. The newer ones aren't, but Season 3 and to an extent Season 4 are pretty high. Actually, Season 1 and 2 are pretty high. They were surprisingly high, actually, because they went up just before Season 3 aired. Usually when something's not brand new, they don't do that well. But on a rare occasion, they'll somehow catch on to an audience, and they all did very well. Yeah, Black Mirror got us a lot of new subscribers when we did the first 3 seasons. That was kind of the first proper explosion of subscribers, actually. I definitely look at ads for Kevlar vests. They're not really something that gets advertised in my region. The second highest streams after midnight on the main channel, also at 19,000 something, is I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. How is that so high? I don't see any ads. Are you a premium user, Christopher? Or do you keep your ad block on YouTube? Which I will take as a personal slight if you do. I mean, I can't really. I mean, you're a patron and you tip all the time, so I really shouldn't give a shit. But, but for all you lurkers out there, turn off your ad blocker at least. Don't be a prick. Every so often I'll check to see how far we show up on the on search results, because obviously that's a pretty big way of people finding us. Yeah, premium. That's cool. In that case, we actually get like a fraction of a penny every time you watch something from us. Chris owes you 8 cents. I don't know, I get the premium cut from whatever he does. It came free with whatever cloud storage you have. Ah, that's convenient. Third highest screams on here is I spit on your grave is what I meant to say. It's 17,000. Killing 2 then at 15.8 thousand. Then shockingly, Girl with All the Gifts at 15.5 thousand. I can't believe how well that one did. Out of nowhere, that one just did really well. How bizarre. Yes. I only have YouTube Music. Put an album out to get my money. Wait, can you even get only YouTube Music? I thought it came as a bundle. How weird. And for those keeping track, the Green Infernal is sitting at 927,000. That thing is a monster. I don't even... Oh, pardon me. It's so frustrating that episode's on the other channel. In fact, when I say other channel, I mean this one that I'm streaming on. Yeah, I'll do a wee album. I'll do some I'll do that rap you wrote for me. That can be a track. I'm not enjoying the background music. Yes. Speaking of singing, my birthday is coming up. What are you going to sing for me this year? Is it? I'm sorry. Did I say this was going to be a tradition that I would be singing to Elsa every Elsa birthday? And it might just be him humming movie themes, you know, like every night. People enjoy my quality humming. How dare you? Oh, by the way, guys, keep in mind, next Thursday will definitely be a stream. Because next Thursday, we're doing Snyder Cut. So look forward to that. Glad the Omen review hasn't had issues. Really enjoyed the edit. Oh, thank you, Cindy. I think I'm learning how to kind of get around it. Now, admittedly, if Fox, or in this case Disney I guess now, if they wanted to manually try and claim it, then I'm not sure I'd be able to like fight it, even though technically, you know, legally I'm in the clear, because it is fair use. But I think I'm getting good at dealing with the automated system, because I had one of the previous things I edited get flagged, and then I just slightly re-edited it because it told me. I think I understood why. How much longer is the Snyder Cut? The Snyder Cut is 4 hours long. I'm glad you enjoyed the Omen top 10 though, Cindy. There was a lot of work put into it, and I'll be working on another one hopefully soon. What was I going to say? Yeah. So obviously we're going to do the female horror directors. I don't think that'll actually be the next video though. I think I'll actually make one that doesn't require watching a lot of stuff before I actually, because obviously I expect it'll take us a little while to watch a few of those. Why, what age are you this year, Elsa? Is this either 47 or 48, I think you're hitting. I could be wrong though. $48. Oh dear. We need a bingo card to help us with the snare count. Yeah, we can have a bingo card for that one. I have no problems with that. My little brother's about to turn 30 and I can't wait to tease him about it. Isn't it hard to tease someone who's younger than you for turning 30, given that it means you're already way past it? Eminem's turning 48? Really? I didn't realize Eminem was that old. I mean, that useful. LSI kid, I'm sure you're very, very useful. I'm sure you're still very foxy. At the very good year of 48. Give or take a year. Nope, I think it's fair game. Nice save, Peter. Oh. I'm sure you're still very lovely, Elsa. I have no doubts. I have no doubts that there's nothing wrong with your age. Okay. What's interesting is that YouTube sent me a bunch of stuff this week about taxis. Apparently, they're going to have to start handing over X amount of earnings to the US tax office. So it's unclear exactly how much more they're going to take from the total, but it could be as high as 30%, which is quite a significant chunk. I'll have to wait and see. I'm going to have to keep an eye on that. Because the super chats could be, I mean, the super chats already have 30% thing. If it ends up at another 30%, I'm going to have to make sure they're way less valuable than the regular donations. My sisters were born in 71 and 72. I don't think of them as old. Breaking, streamer hits on chatter live, calls her Foxy. I'll call you too. I'll call you Foxy too, David, if you want. Is that music still playing? It is. My speakers have turned off. Leave it for off-stream, Tiger. Add another shirt to your Amazon, Peter. See if I feel generous in the future, but not today. And you know why. Ah, Elsa. I crack jokes when it comes up. I even think of you as older, and you know it. All right. Let's go over here. You've been good on my lap for a while now, Firefly. Oh, now you're getting up though. Zip. Oh, my piss. Here's a good Firefly. Here's a good Firefly. Yes, my piss. Firefly with the hugs. The hugs and the smitchies. He's purring away. Aha, Firefly. Oh. Why'd you always go for my shoulder when I'm putting you down? You would think I've launched you at the floor before. I put you down gently. Every time without fail. No, it's definitely less than that, Elsa, but it's not... I don't think it matters how much I'm making in this case. Because it's not income tax, it's more like not sales tax. I don't know, that's weird. Like, I remember having to fill in the same form for one of the t-shirt places. From Spreadshirt. It was just a kind of an automatic thing. Presumably it won't be everything though. Presumably it'll be only off the money made from US viewers, you would think. But I don't know. I mean, most of my income comes from Patreon and like tips and stuff anyway. YouTube ads is kind of a lower part of it now, but it would be a shame to have it diminished significantly. But then again, I don't actually know if it will be 30%. It might actually be much less than that. It sounds more like YouTube covering their ass than it does sound like anything else. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll keep an eye on it. Firefly. You want out? Are you being greedy? I fed you well tonight, cat. You were feasting earlier. Yeah, but it's not personal income tax, Elsa. That's not the tax that's happening. It's more of a sales type of tax. It's like not sales tax, but it's more a tax for making money or providing a service. I can't remember the exact phrasing. They can't charge me income tax. I don't make income. Firefly. Jeez. Just off camera murdering a cat. Don't mind me. I'm kidding. Although he's licking his chest clean now. I think he is disputing the tickles that happened. Yeah, it'll be something like that, David. I think it's specifically anything that's made through services to American people, specifically. I don't know how well easy it'll be to actually check all this, but like, because let's say super chats from the US take an additional tax amount off of them, but super chats from the EU don't. It'd be interesting to see if I could actually see that. All this time, Peter's been exporting. Scotland's been exporting Peter as a good. Oh, that'd be terrible, because I'd have to file in multiple places. There'd be like several countries I'd probably owe something to. That'd be really weird. Yeah, I mean, worst case scenario. I mean, if it's like if it's really bad, like it's really cutting into like how much is going through YouTube, it would probably just mean that I'd be really heavily incentivizing direct tips over super chats, and maybe even making super chats worth less, like on the bar and stuff. There's a whole thing YouTube did to walk you through this process. How's your audience in Panama? Yeah, I mean, I followed the steps and filled in the form, Chris. It was kind of vague, though, as to exactly how much it would be taking, though, by the end. Super chat worth -1. I might not go that extreme, but because I like if it does take a full 30% off on top of the 30% it already takes as YouTube's cut, it works out like a $5 tip is like $2.45, which is less than half, which is pretty extreme. That said, though, with the super chats acting really wonky. Maybe the incentive to lean away from them is already appealing. But I'll see. Nothing's actually went through yet, so see what it's like when it does. As much as it was great the first time I got paid from ad revenue, it was very clear quite early on that was never going to be the main source. Eh. It's not super concerning. At least I'm not super concerned. Filthy premium. I mean, the premium amount's not that much, so it's not like the 30% of that's that significant. It's only 7:30. I thought it was like 9:30. And it happens some nights. It just feels like it's much later than it is, or vice versa. Sometimes it feels like the opposite. Wait, what? Wrong, it's 10:30. We need to start buying groceries directly from UK shops at this rate. I wouldn't worry too much. Does anyone know if Sarah Everin was killed by a police officer? The story is always on my Twitter, but I haven't read that. I can't say I know. They like savings to be permanent. Whoa. So I was just curious. In the last 28 days, the YouTube premium revenue is $14.39. That's a month of YouTube premium revenue, which is much less than the ad revenue. Just for the record. I'm confused. There's a transaction revenue here. So there's the memberships, but then there's one called Super Stickers. Oh, I know what that is. That was Bored Now. He did a super chat during the premiere, but he had like an animated sticker on it. So weird. Isn't it permanent? No, it's not permanent. It goes back in... Or it changes this month, right? That's a good point, though. That means I need to account for the fact that everything's going to be an hour earlier versus Matt for like a week. Which means he's going to be expecting to be ready to record Comics Podcast an hour earlier for me. Until our clocks also change, or vice versa. Whoever's going first. There's always a week's of a difference at least. Just check the Comics channel revenue still. It's because there's no monetization on it yet, David. You have to have 1,000 subs in whatever was it, 400 hours of watch time in the last year. Or is it 4,000? Must be 4,000. Ours is changing tomorrow, so it'll be next Saturday. I don't even know what day our days are changes yet. Oh, is that a 2-week gap? March 28th? It is! So that's 2 weeks where Matt's going to want to be starting an hour earlier for me. Shit. God damn it. Alright. 2 weeks of a hour less of a time difference. Oh, and Tower as well. I'm going to have to be ready an hour early for Tower every time we're recording too. with his useless trivia, usual. That cat is a menace. Dear. Alright. Don't need that up. Oh. I can't say I'm fussed about taking away the clock changes. What would be weird though is if we settled on the wrong one and it was just a permanent reduction of the time difference. I'm so used to it being 8 hours difference with Pacific and 5 with Eastern. It'd be weird if it was suddenly 4 and 7 just permanently instead of just, you know, these few weeks. That's fine. Could always just work less hours as well. Just campaign for shorter work days, perhaps. Right? That makes sense. Sunshine protection. That is the most ridiculous thing. That's not true. It's pretty ridiculous though. That's pretty ridiculous. Wait, really? Oh, I guess that's the one that... Oh. Alright. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to wrap up, guys. It has been a pleasure. But, I'm going to take it easy tonight. And I'm going to lie in bed and watch something stupid or play something dumb, video game wise. And I should probably see you for a stream on Monday. I will say that Thursday's a guaranteed stream for Snyder Cut. Well, as close to guaranteed as it can be. If for some reason I can't do Thursday, then the next stream after that will be Snyder Cut. But Thursday's Snyder Cut. Especially since I want to actually make some content out of it. I don't even know what yet. I'll start uploading it as soon as the stream's done, David. And as long as I'm still up when it's finished, I'll send a link. Which I should be. I don't mind. Yeah, it's not going to take like an hour. If not less than that. Alright. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. I will see you next time. It has been a pleasure. Have a good night. A good weekend. I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.